Either way, Adam. It's time. We're here. Yeah, we got a little caught off guard, but we're fixing stuff in the background. So, boys, we're having fun. We've got the fun match here coming up. We've got 3 matches here for DCRL. It is technically week 5. However, this match did get pushed back. So, this is actually these teams' week 4 match. Starting off with Div C, we're going to be doing the KRILLERS and the PLATS. Ironically, this was the last game that I tried to stream, but they couldn't do it because for whatever reason, stuff happened. But hopefully, this one actually happens here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be rather unfortunate if it didn't, because then we would just have to sit around and play 1v1s for another hour.
Bro, if I can go 2 for 2 for having the same game get pushed back, I might actually lose. But we'll have to see what happens in this one. Yeah, we've got a Div C match, then we'll move on to another Div C match, and then rounding out our night with a Div E match, which is going to be a lot of fun because we actually have the top 2 Div E teams are going to be battling out. We've got the number 1 versus number 2 team. That's going to be a lot of fun this one. But like I said, we'll have to see what happens. Also, my camera is just not having it for whatever reason, boys. Who knows? I'll see if I can fit on my end. But yeah, I'm just super blurry, old man. It might be cataracts at this point, honestly. Who knows? But we're working on it. We'll have to see what happens here. Let's see if I can fix this. Question mark, possibly. But yeah. But either way, yeah. No, honestly, we're gonna have a lot of fun on this one. Like I said, I am excited. Div C is always interesting because honestly, the gameplay is pretty interesting a lot of times. There we go. Camera fix. But anyways, yeah. Div C. I mean, I don't know about you, how many Div C matches you've seen, but bro, I swear to God, sometimes you look at them and they're like, damn, they should all be GCs. And then other times it's like, wow, you guys really need to go back to like flat. It's bad. So let's see which one we get tonight. It'll be fun.
The last game I cast with you, was that Div D or was that Div C?
That was Div C. That was a rough Div C. That's what I thought. That's right.
About. Yeah. Okay. I just had to make sure before I started going off again.
Yeah. But either way, yeah. So we're going to jump into some stats here and swap over. And let's see, starting out, like I said, we are going to be jumping into Div C. We have got the KRILLERS versus the PLATS. KRILLERS sitting at 1-2 on the season, and PLATS sitting at 0-3. So neither team really doing as well as they wish they could be doing on the season. So we'll have to wait and see what exactly we're going to be expecting here. But at the end of the day, hopefully we can see PLATS maybe get their first win, maybe not. But I don't know. I don't know if based on the stats, I mean, the thing I'm looking at is PLATS. Yeah, they have the most demos in the entire division, but clearly that hasn't actually worked out for them yet.
Yeah, no, that is. I'll give you a little look into the future here. I did throw a lot of boost on PLATS for no particular reason other than the demos. I was gonna go off on their shooting, but somehow the team that's in 3rd at 3-1 has worse shooting than the team that's 0-3. So don't tell me how that works, but. Cool, I guess.
No, that's a fair point, to be honest. So, but yeah, we're actually going to be looking at the KRILLERS first, just because I just had to remember what Krill's epic name is, which is Scruffy Llama, because naturally, why not? So that's why I couldn't actually find this man on the field. But yeah, like I said, KRILLERS sitting at 1-2 on the season. Nothing too crazy in terms of stats, except I'm looking at their 3rd man in Obese Homing Pigeon. This man is putting up literally both his teammates combined goals per game. So I'm kind of curious your opinion. How do you think teams work if they have to rely on their 3rd man to be the one actually scoring the goals?
Well, it all comes down to rotations at the end of the day. Like maybe like you call him the 3rd man because I assume he was the second or the last one drafted, but who knows? Maybe he's the one that just runs out and just starts monkeying around. Or in this case, which you're alluding to, he's the 3rd man and he just, the other 2 clear everyone out and then he just gets a wide open goal. I don't think it's that big of an issue coming from a 3rd man play style myself. I don't think it's that big of an issue. Obese Homing Pigeon is also just kind of goated. So, I mean, there's that.
Hard to argue with that one. And then looking at the other side, we've got Not Turner, Trout Fan, and Woodsfoil, which I know Not Turner actually ended up saying that he's going to be getting home probably very close to 8, if not a little after 8. So this game might get pushed back 5 minutes. But I will say, when your captain doesn't have any warm-up at all, what do you think that does mentally to a team before going into this game? Again, sit at 0-3, and they, in terms of, they're thinking, hey, we got a good chance. This team's sitting at 1-2, so they're also a little bit maybe towards the bottom in terms of this division.
It is one end of the spectrum. It is either they don't care, they use it to their advantage, and they just start monkeying, or they are going to be chalked for the first like 2 games. I don't think there's any in between. There are very few people that can show up like a minute before the game and just hop on and play. Shout out Mogi. But yeah.
That's very, very fair. But yeah, we're getting people in cams slowly but surely. Like I said, we're just gonna be waiting on a couple people to actually get into the game here. But like I said, it's gonna be interesting as the Grand Plats team sitting at 0-3. I don't, honestly, it's gonna sound weird, I don't remember all of your seasons as you've gone. I don't remember if you've ever gone at an 0-3 and 0-4 start. But I have, and it's not fun, right? It's definitely hard on the mental side to try to get mentally set, especially if you lose that first game. You start to think to yourself, great, yeah, we're already going 0-4. It's just chalked at this point.
Yeah, no, I have definitely started out 0-3 before, and it is not a great time. But luckily, you could just take the mindset of, hey, regular season doesn't actually matter. We could just clutch up in playoffs. So, I mean, there's always that. Yeah, we've seen crazier runs from worse teams.
This is very true. We have, in fact, seen crazier runs. And like I said, apologize if we are going to be a little delayed on this one. But like I said, we are waiting for a couple more players to get into the lobby here. We're still waiting on one of the players to actually get on. But in the meantime, we have 5 minutes left on our predictions right now. It is actually tied 50-50 on the dot. We have exactly 10K channel points towards both these teams. So we'll have to see what is going to be the breaker here. And KRILLERS and Grand Plats, honestly, I don't know, man, on what to expect here. I mean, I saw Grand Plats earlier when they were 0-2 and they did end up losing, and they honestly looked pretty good. I do think that the Grand Plats, I think they're going to get their first win tonight. I know Woodsville getting demoed a game might be an issue, but I do think that they're going to be clutching up here tonight.
Well, according to all known laws of streaming, that means I have to pick the KRILLERS, which is very mean because I literally told you like 2 minutes ago that I dumped a lot of boost onto Grand Plats. So we're both just riding with Grand Plats tonight because I can't bet on one team and then say the other one's going to win. That's just not how this works.
Yeah. Well, okay, I know we say that, oh, it's, in the universe, you have to choose the other team. No, you don't. You absolutely do not have to pick the other team. I love to throw my money where my mouth is. And again, I'm going all in on my Grand Plats squad, which again isn't a lot because I have had an abysmal season so far in terms of predictions. We are back to the typical caster curse K tool, which I've only had 2 pretty rough caster curse so far this season, if that's even a word. I'm just gonna say, say it is so. Looks like Turner said he'll be home within 5-10 minutes, which is good. That makes our life easy. So I'll be pulling back up the stats right here for Div C. Obviously, we've got Dracula's Court, at least on paper, statistically, seems to be dominating, even though there's 2 other teams that have the exact same record as them.
Yeah, no, it is, like I said, 2 other teams have the same exact record, but it's not even close, just straight off of winning percentage. The fact that Huzpower and Devious Dudes are both 3-1 with just barely over 50% win percentage is nuts. So I mean, shout out to them. They're just clutching up when they need to. But I mean, look at all the red next to Dracula's Court. I mean, it's not even close at the end of the day.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious. I mean, I'm looking at the stats. Like I said, the only other red on the board, you look at Devious Dudes, also 3-1. They got the most shots. They also have the most saves. I'm Huzpower, who we're actually going to see later tonight. They have the most saves a game. So it's like we actually have a pretty good, we'll have the top 2 teams playing again tonight. We'll have to see, or we'll see I'm Huzpower play, and we'll see if they can get to that 4-1 and technically be the #1 team because, other teams haven't actually played tonight.
Yeah, no, it'll, we got some good DFCs coming in. And like you said, Grand Plats, they got to get their first win. This is, I'm saying it right now. You can clip this, do whatever you want with it. I've been on a lot of streams this year that the winless team gets their first win. So I'm hoping I can pass a little bit of luck on the Grand Plats here.
Yeah. Also, can we just shout out Psyonix for disabling in-game chat right now? It makes things like streaming and trying to talk to players very, very difficult to ask them if everyone is ready. So we just love that right now.
Hey, you need to give them a little bit of the benefit of the doubt here, okay? They said that they did not figure out how to update chat the way they wanted to, so they just disabled it, okay? They admitted that they suck, so you can't give them too much more crap. They admitted that they suck. That's the least they could do. Shout out to them on Reddit. As me and Isaac figured that out last night.
You're not wrong. It's going to be interesting. Also, I did get an update from Penn that we do have a 8 10 ETA on Trout fans. You gotta love people being slightly late. It happens. It is what it is. That just means that we get to talk for a little bit more. Yeah, and looks like one of the other games. Yeah, I'm Power is actually not playing tonight, but that's fine because we have. I don't even know what the other team is. There's too many Huzzes. We have I'm Power. We have Hustlers. We are seeing Hustlers tonight. Sorry, not I'm Power. I'm Power is not playing their game at all tonight. They're pushing it back because one of their players is sick and not having a fun time. So, yeah.
Yay.
We're having a blast here. So hey, you know what? If we can just drink our problems away, and you know what? If they are sick, alcohol does kill bacteria, so problem solved.
Liquor kills sickness. That's just a proven fact in this world.
I think at that point, I don't really know what else you can do besides just drink your problems away. So for every minute, that Turner's yawn, I think everyone has to take a shot. I think that is statistically the correct way to handle this this situation here, right?
Okay, so should I do a desk tour? Should I give a tour of all the knickknacks I have sitting on my desk?
I mean, honestly, if you want, here I'll throw it back to casters. Let's be my guest. Go ahead and give a little desk tour. Again, apologize. Like I said, we do have an extra 5 minutes of just sitting here, but you have literally 10 seconds to get your predictions in. I'm watching the timer close right now. And 3, 2, 1. Also, it's been open for 20 minutes. You can't give me any crap. And it is, in fact, going to be the Grand Plats. We'll be taking it with the chat prediction here. So I love to see that. So anyways, like I said, we are just waiting on getting people in. Let's see if people are actually online. Not Turner is actually maybe getting here a little earlier than expected. So yeah, looks like he actually might we might actually not have to do a desk tour. I know how much you wanted to, but we actually, I think, just got we're getting everyone in here. So let me just see if everyone is good, and then we'll go from there. But like I said, I love
a desk tour.
Okay, yeah, you give your desk tour. You give your desk tour. I'll make sure everyone is ready.
All right, super quick desk tour. I got Pop Funko, Kevin holding the chili from The Office. Shout out The Office. You have to have it. There's going to be a very good theme here. Michael in the straight jacket because he's Magic Man. Yes, another Pop Funko from The Office. Michael Scott on crutches. Another Pop Funko from The Office. Another Pop Funko from The Office. Meredith. She hates standing. This is actually my least. If you're looking to buy this, don't. She doesn't stand. She's actually so annoying. She just leans against my wall, laying flat. Survival Mike. Have to have it. Need it. All right, now we'll get away from The Office here. I have a Lego Bison that took me way too long to make because these pieces are so tiny and absolutely awful, but it looks pretty cool. A lot of liquor went into that. I have not 1, not 2, but 3 SpongeBob collectible figurines. There's 13 in the set. My girlfriend has the other 9. We're still missing the golden SpongeBob. Hashtag if you know, you know. If anyone has it, by the way, I'm looking to buy it. Dominus, have to have the Dominus. My brother has the Octane and the Merc that I pulled as well.
I also have the Octane right here. So I know, Skull, you can't see it, but I've got the Red Hot Wheels Octane, which, fun fact, I lost in a move for like 5 months, 6 months. I bought another one, and then I found my old one. So now I have 2 exact identical Octane Hot Wheels ones.
Shout out to Isaac, Pokemon card, even though not really a Pokemon card. It's a Pokemon card of me and my girlfriend that was made, but it looks pretty sweet in a nice sleeve. We'll sell the protective sleeve for money if people need it, so hit me up in my DMs. And that's the desk tour.
I love it. Well, that's perfect timing because we do have a game. It looks like everyone is going to be joining. And like I said, hopefully we can figure out, like I said, apologize if there is going to be any issues because I cannot actually talk to these players. Again, shout out Psionic for messing with that. So we're just going to have to see how it goes and figure it out on the fly. But you know what? It happens. We'll figure it out.
Nah, we don't need to figure it out. That's fine.
But anyways, as we do find ourselves getting into this match again, this is week 5 of DCRL. However, this specific game is in fact a week 4 match. We got the KRILLERS coming in at 1 and 2, and then the Grand Plats sitting at 0 and 3 on the board. However, the Grand Plats will in fact be the ones that are getting the first goal of the series.
Yup, have to have it. First goal, most important goal when you are an 0-3 team like Grand PLATS are. Just got to keep the ball rolling. Keep all that momentum going. Pretty good start here. I mean, we're only 30 seconds in, blocking after. Wait, another kickoff goal? Aww.
Again, I do have the Grand PLATS taking this one. I know you said, you know, for points you have to go against it, but genuinely, I saw these guys play earlier. I do think the Grand PLATS are going to be a better team. As far as offensively, I know that Obese Homing Pigeon is the one actually scoring the goals, but in terms of actually the best player on the field, it is going to be Krill. He is going to be the most mechanical. He probably is going to be the fastest on the field. So if you can shut down Krill, I do think the Grand PLATS, that is going to be their key to victory right here.
Yeah, no, absolutely. They have to shut down the captain 100%. But like you said, got to keep an eye out for Obese Homing Pigeon. I call him the GOAT. He is a GOAT. This man, don't let him get on land again. He is absolutely electric on land. They need to cut him off immediately. He brings all the energy on the team, and I think he's the one you got to worry about.
Yeah, and one thing we have to talk about, you know, he is, in fact, the reigning... Oh, God, that one goes in. Okay, we'll talk about that one in a second because that was rough a little bit. But yeah, Obese Homing Pigeon is, in fact, the reigning Div D champion and the Div D MVP as Mountain Dew Fridge ends up putting that goal in. A little pretty poor defensive mistake coming out from the Grand PLATS there as we find ourselves tied 1-1 as we're now minute 20 into game one. Again, we've got a best of 5 here. And again, this is only the first match of the game as we're going to see Obese Homing Pigeon put in his second one for the KRILLERS. And again, you look at these defensive mistakes, not Turner just getting dunked and Woodsfoil and Trout Fan just no shot. And Obese Homing Pigeon, he says, hey, shut up. I'm the one scoring the goals for a reason.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much, I don't want to say pretty much, but a little bit of a defensive collapse there from Grand PLATS, unfortunately. But nonetheless, a great 50 and a great shot coming out from Homing Pigeon. And we got 50. Was it Krill?
Yeah, it was Krill in that situation.
50.
So like I said, Krill is probably going to be the fastest on the field. But again, Obese Homing Pigeon, he is the reigning MVP for a reason. He's the reigning champion for the reason. He probably has the most experience on this team. Besides maybe Mountain Dew Fridge, who his name is actually as accurate as you've ever seen. I know for those who don't know the lore with him, every single semester he would like eliminate one letter from his name or change it slightly. So glad to know that he's back at his quote-unquote normal name.
Mountain Dew Fridge. Mountain, my favorite.
Exactly. Mountain Dew Fraud. I think he had it at one time, but either way, Turner, though, trying to get a little fancy here. It's a little bit of backflip. Ends up causing a double commit between a boostless Krill and Homing Pigeon. As that ball almost slides on target all the way across the net here is Krill opting now to take this one off the backboard. Leads it for Turner. That's a free shot. Almost in the corner, but Homing Pigeon, again, so far, he has really, really impressed me.
Yeah, no, he has looked very solid. Honestly, they've looked really solid as a team as well. But Grand PLATS still looking pretty solid as Woodsfoil's up here. He gets a good pass out mid. Turner trying to get a pass back, but Mountain Dew Fridge sitting there waiting in the middle for it. Trout Fan with a nice save over to the corner. Does pick up that corner boost as well. God, Krill is just flying around this field, just monkeying around as a first man. And that, I believe, I mean, I haven't seen a lot of their games, but I would say that is the main reason why they are doing so well.
I love you throwing a little bit of a southern accent in there. Who knows? Maybe if we get anyone to throw like a prime sub our way, Adam has to do the rest of the game with like a southern accent, and maybe I'll do one as well. We'll just have fun with that one because accents are always fun just to act like a complete point. But regardless, Woodsfoil is going to be going for this. That's all. No. So that's exactly what I'm talking about when I mean exactly what I just said there. So as we see Woodsfoil now with a chance. And this is kind of interesting because no one has really done anything offensively for the last 2 minutes.
Yeah, no, we saw a lot of goals right off rip and then not much. Woodsfoil about to... Oh, I thought he was going to punish you for saying that. A little bit of a caster curse. He had a good shot there, but I think it was Homing Pigeon on the save.
Like I said,
not me.
Nah. Yeah, a little bit of a factory reset there, Stuck. Exactly. Sometimes, you know, you talk a lot and it happens. But, you know, when you get an adult job and you have like 7 meetings back to back to back, a lot of it is just sitting there listening to a lot of crap. Your tongue tends to turn into mush, which is great because now I'm going to be talking for the next 4 hours here, but we're going to have an absolute blast as we see Woodsfoil with a dunk of a lifetime. Is anyone there? This net potentially is open. We see a whiff. And Obese Homing Pigeon has to come on the line there, but again, the chance was there specifically for the Grand PLATS. Again, they got a goal in the first 20 seconds, but after that, offensively, it's been kind of lackluster.
Yeah, Woodspoil trying to get something going here, though. He does get a touch in mid, but it goes over to Krill. That one's on the backboard. Is anyone there? Turner goes for it. Does get a nice clear off to the side. Doofridge reads it nice and well, though. Woodspoil with a big boom. I thought Turner was still over there. That would have been a great pass. He does steal the boost, though. If we can get a big clear, which Shroudfan does get. That's off the backboard. Krill doesn't get the read. The demo in the net. Woodspoil can't put it on, but they have pressure. And it keeps going. Krill trying to get it clear out. He gets it over one. Shroudfan, big backflip up. Homing pigeon is there. Does this ball drop? It does. Grand Plats had such a great look there at the end, but the Krillers survive.
Yeah, that was a little interesting. Again, the Grand Plats had a really good opportunity, but the first 30 seconds and the last 30 seconds, they looked pretty solid. But again, it was the in-between that they really seemed to struggle. And I'm looking, at their captain, Turner. Again, we did learn that he doesn't have a lot of warmth. He is coming in very early in this situation here. So we'll have to see if we get maybe a little bit something better. Yeah, they scored 24 seconds in. And then after that, again, pretty lackluster on offense. So we'll see if we see anything different going into Game 2 for the Grand Plats. Again, they are the only team that is winless in this division, trying to find their first win. You know what happens is they need to start with a Game 1 win.
Yeah, no, absolutely. What a pinch from Shroudfan coming out. This one might be dangerous. Turner, oh, that's such a bad bounce. That's so brutal. No, but the big thing I noticed from Game 1, Grand Plats, I think they need to pick the pace up. They're just getting outpaced. And right as I say that, the shot goes wide. A big demo play coming out. Homing pigeon throws it on, though. And this is what I'm talking about. The Krillers, they pick up the demo. The shot goes wide, but homing pigeon, just the quick turnaround shot top corner. Grand Plats are just getting outpaced right now.
You saw right there, all three players on the goal line right there. And we actually ended up seeing a backflip, unfortunately, out of Troutfan. And then neither of his teammates able to follow up. So again, after the Grand Plats lost Game 1, they almost find themselves down 2-0 as we do see the random crossbar sounds coming in. And you never know what exactly is going to be happening here. But either way, I have faith in the Grand Plats, and I think that not Turner is in fact going to be scoring, or Turner, I should say. He is 100% going to be scoring the next goal, and that is a trust. Just you guys got to trust the process.
First, trust me, bro.
Yeah. Look at IQ in check. Hey, 165. Shit.
The man is speechless. What were you saying about?
You want to know what's worse? You want to know what's worse? You want to genuinely know what was worse? Before Obese Homing Pigeon scored, I was like, I'm gonna do this with Krill, and then Krillers score, and I'm like, well, crap. Now I'm gonna go with the Grand Plats, and I'm not gonna choose Krill. And as soon as I finished typing his name, Krill had to score. So you know what? Yeah, I think the IQ is just a lie. Apologize, Grand Plats, but maybe, you know what, you have to find some offense on your own. And no, wait, that actually ends up going in as Turner had to make a diving save. But we saw 2 goals coming out of the Krillers in Game 1, and we've got 2 goals already, not even halfway through this game. And again, Grand Plats, they gotta find some more offense or just something going on here.
Yeah, no, they are very low on boost and very low on energy as Troutfang gets left in a 1v1, but he does pull it off. Homing Pigeon picks up the demo, though. Krill doesn't get the shot on as much as he wanted to. Mountain Doofridge just patiently waiting in midfield here. And like I said, Grand Plats are just getting outpaced. They seem to be very low on boost. They're not picking up basically any demos this game, and that's like all their team was really showing on stats. I was expecting to see smoke everywhere, but honestly, they're kind of getting out-demoed too.
Yeah, it's been a little rough situation here as, like I said, we almost find ourselves halfway through this game. Krill now getting up for 1. And what's interesting, too, we talked about that the Grand Plats are the team that gets demoed a lot, the most in this entire division, but also they're the ones that go for the most demos, which sometimes is like, cool, that's great, you're going for demos, but they have to be meaningful as we almost see an own goal. And Krill not able to find that one. We've got a 1v1 situation here, but again, the lack of boost from Troutfan is going to be detrimental here. Krill now going for 0 boost plays and actually gets it around 2. That's open for a split second. And again, you go back to the Grand Plats rotation, and I really think they just seem lost right now.
Yeah, they do, absolutely. It is not. Oh, just as I say that, a lucky pitch. It's Troutfan there. He is there. That is exactly what they needed. Just a big pitch coming out from their own end, and Troutfan just never takes his thumb off the boost button.
Hey, sometimes, the Rocket League gods just have to smile, and they needed one. Again, this is the exact same scoreline that ended game 1. Grand Plats ended up losing game 1 2-1. They find themselves in the exact same situation here. So the question is going to be, what can they do to finally find their second goal in regulation? And again, as we just saw, the last goal happened from just kind of a fluke pinch. I need to see some goals that are really from determined plays, whether it's a pass, a booming clear, or something that has some meaning. You can't just rely on luck, and that is going to be exactly what I'm talking about with not Turner getting just a piss missile to tie up the game.
Yeah, a huge dunk by Krill, but Turner was just waiting there patiently, and he strikes while the iron was hot. A huge 2-goal swing here for Grand Plats, and all of a sudden we have a massive game 2 here.
Well, you know what? I honestly love to see that again. When I expected this Grand Plats team to win, I am looking at their captain, not Turner. And with plays like that, that gives me a little bit more faith in them. Again, I've been asking them to give some goals with some purpose, and that was a perfect wake-up call for this team. Again, they are the only ones sitting at 0-3 on the season. They are desperately looking for their first series win. And I think right now they need to win this game too, because trying to reverse sweep just to survive not going 0-4 is going to be almost impossible on the mental level.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Reverse sweeps are very hard to do, especially, like, it seems like going for a reverse sweep, the first game, I don't want to say it's free, as that goal is almost free. I don't want to say the first game reverse sweeps are free, but they happen a lot more often than you think. It's always the second game, which is a killer, and that is a, speaking of killer, that is a killer own goal there. I don't know if Mountain Dewfridge could do much really with the shot, but that's brutal.
Yeah, they tried. It's kind of all we can say in that situation. But you know what? It doesn't matter. The scoreboard says Grand Plats are winning, and that's what I'm happy about, because that's where my prediction is going.
Yeah, no, I would love to win some boosts with you tonight. Almost another one coming out, but with less than a minute here. Well, this is where we see if the Krillers have ice in their veins. Woodsboro throwing one on net, patiently waiting for another one, but can't get it. Not Turner there. Can he get a touch around one? He does. Mountain Dewfridge is there. Everyone's so awkward. Turner just slides on the roof of his car. Picks up the 50 here, and that one's almost a brutal pinch back, but Charles Van Wake, do we see a double tap? Mountain Dewfridge and Krill both up. Krill does get the save. Woodsboro just kind of stalling time here on that sidewall. Krill giving him all the time in the world. Obese Homing Pigeon does finally go for it, and a miss from not Turner. This could be brutal. Another whiff. Krill throws one on. The defense rotation looking shambles, and speaking of shambles, that one goes post out.
Oh, the pain. You could feel it from here. Again, as the clock keeps on ticking down. I thought they were going to see a reset for a second out of Turner. As the clock keeps on ticking, Krill now with a shot. That might be an own goal for a split second, but Trout Fan does find this one to the corner. They just need the ball to hit the ground, and it does. And Grand Plats find their first game win. You can see Turner getting happy in the cams. Now the question is, can they do it 2 more times?
Yeah, a huge game 2 win for Grand Plats. And I'm not going to say that the win was Mickey, because they had some pretty decent goals, but they got really lucky at the end there.
Oh, no, I have to fully agree. They did, in fact, get a little luck in that one. But you know what? It doesn't matter. They got the dub, and that is what they're going to be looking for, as we're going to be looking at some of these replays here and having to see what's going to be happening here. But again, these players don't even care. They just want to jump into this game very, very quick. But you know what? I respect it. Fine. We don't even look at replays. No goals. Doesn't matter. And you know what, Cosmic? One day, you will be able to spell my last name. But in fact, you are 0 for like 7. So, you know what? Yeah. You know, if you spell my last name, you can deserve it.
Well, he wants a compliment. He doesn't want an insult.
Well, you know what, Cosmic? I don't know if I want to give you a compliment after you spell my last name wrong. Again. Every single time. I don't know how he does it again. This man took me on an adventure in that video, as we all saw. But you know what? I don't want to focus on the past right now. I'm trying to focus on the future, and other cardboard cutouts that Cosmic is dealing with is not my personal business. But regardless, Krill now almost with actually a crazy angle. But I am kind of curious, you know, after we do see the Grand Plats get a one could call a little bit of a Mickey win with a kind of a choke from the Krillers, but also the crazy huge goal. Who do you think has more momentum in the series right now?
I still think it's the Krillers, just on the sole fact that they had such a dominant win in Game 1, and with the somewhat Mickey-ish win or loss of Game 2 for them, I think they can just kind of brush it off. Like I said, they're still outpacing Grand Plats by a lot, and I think that's just going to keep them going.
Hey, that's very fair, honestly. But okay, so like I said, Turner has been, like I said, I think he's the one that needs to step up. But what's interesting is even as we're getting into this game, we really haven't talked about Woodspoil a lot. He's been really, really quiet, and I'm looking at him, I think, needs to step up a little bit to become a little more prevalent in this offense.
Yeah, no, that is, I think, I don't want to all blame it all on him, saying that he is the one that needs to step up. I just think the Grand Plats in general need to get their rotations down. We saw a lot of interesting rotations coming in that game 2, and they were not punished like they were in game 1 for it. I think that was the big part of their victory. Oh, what a demo coming out. Was a shot on? Oh, I thought you called it with Woodspoil there. This is still dangerous, though.
Oh, no.
So unfortunate.
You could see the sheer panic in Krill's flip with the 0 boost there.
Like, I don't blame him. It's just, again, he was a pixel off. It was honestly, it was a good speed flip. You had to feel the pain in that situation as Grand Plats did get it. I do not blame Krill in that situation. You have to panic because you don't know when exactly that shot is coming. And he needed a pre-flip, but it doesn't matter. He says, wipe it off the board. I'm going to get a kickoff goal real quick into the bottom corner. And now we're basically just going to ignore the last 10 seconds of gameplay. Back to a 0-0.
Yeah, shout out to Div C. It wasn't quite Tyler, but I think Tyler's kickoffs are just going down the line. The kickoff around 2.
Has he trademarked that yet? I mean, is he getting royalties at all? Or if not, I mean, he really should look into that.
You see, we filed the paperwork a while ago. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it.
Yeah, no, I get that. It can be tricky.
And believe it or not, Tyler's not the smartest when it comes to bookwork like that. So I mean, me and Noah have been trying to help him, but it might just be a lost cause.
You know, maybe if we take him like a Denny's run real quick, it'll help clear his mind. But we'll have to see what happens here. But anyways, getting back to the game again. If you know, you know. But getting back to the game, we are halfway through game 3, and again, perfectly tied, 1-1 in the series, 1-1 in the game. Strat fan looking for a decent touch, but again, Obese Howling Pigeon, who really came alive in game 1, been a little quiet in the scoring here in game 3, as we see this one pinch very, very high. And again, I think it's been interesting because a lot of this game is low boost plays, a lot of 50-50s, but no real either solo plays, no passing, no crazy shots on target. It's just so much midfield play and really just battling for the resources.
Yeah, and Woodspoil, is he? Oh, I thought he was going to capitalize. That might be a tactical whiff, though. That shot was looking pretty good, but just a hair wide. And yeah, it has been a lot of 0 boost plays, but shout out to Grand Plats. They have been on low boost a lot, and they are still just up in the grill on the offensive half. They do not care about how low their boost tank is. They just want pressure.
Woodspoil now has to go early as Krill going to miss that one. That one is going to bounce mid. Can he get a little bit of redirect? That was going to be on target, but a great jump from Obese Homing Pigeon. That is going to be a double commit, though. This one actually is on target. Not Turner trying to go for the touch of Obese Homing Pigeon. Again, this man is everywhere on the field, but he just can't seem to get the boost. Again, the resources have been dominated this game by the Grand Plats, but I need to see them actually do something with the resources. Because I can promise you right now, if the Krillers can actually find the resources, they are going to find the back of the net in regulation.
Yeah, absolutely. Krill getting a little faked out there by a touch. That one's going back into the corner. Woodspoil throwing it out in the mid. Free clear for Doofridge. Now Troutfan gets a decent touch on the sidewall. Has the boost to follow it up. Does get bumped, though, for it. Now Krill throwing one to the sidewall. Troutfan just racing for it. Does go for the fake challenge there, which kind of works out. This is going to be dangerous, though, but Krill, once again, on 0 boost. This man cannot find any boost on this field. Almost a crazy double, but that one might be open. Woodspoil trying to throw it on, but it goes a little wide. I thought that one was it. It looked so good, but not quite the shot they needed.
And you talk about someone who really could use a boost right now. That is going to be Mountain Dew Fridge. We talked about him earlier just in terms of like the name and everything, but in terms of offensive pressure and just really kind of participation in this series, he's been really, really quiet. So if he can find a goal right here, where do you see a demo and not Turner with 16 seconds left? I told you the Grand Plats were lurking and that we needed to see some boost management. Again, Obese Homing Pigeon on the line, not Turner with 0 boost, ends up getting the bump and the demo and the goal. That man is doing everything himself. With 16 seconds left, the Grand Plats are looking to go on match point and be getting closer and closer to their first win of the season. I'm not even worried at this point. Don't even mess with me here.
Uh-oh, again, now shot. That should have been a shot from Mountain Dew Fridge, but he was a little awkward here. And that one's going to find the ground. And the Grand Plats doing what they needed to do. That last demo goal is exactly what I expected to see from this team, and they might be rolling here. They might be rolling. I don't want to I want to get too ahead of myself, but they might be rolling.
All right. You want to know what's kind of sad? That is going to be the shot
Don't say
total
it.
for this entire game. Grand Plats, they had 2 shots, and we're looking at the Krillers. They had 3. So you're telling me between both teams, they only had 5 shots total? According to the overlay, that's what I'm seeing right now, and that is kind of depressing. I'm not going to lie.
I mean, I see
According to
7
the
shots.
overlay, we're at 5.
What do you, no, we're not.
I'm giving you crap, man. I'm giving you crap. But yeah, I know that was demos. I definitely didn't look at the wrong category. I don't know what we're talking about. I'm not getting old at all and decrepit. But regardless, 7 shots, not very good. Rizzer, I don't want to hear it. And yes, I am in fact getting very, very low on my whiskey, so I'm gonna have to get this refill in between the series. But regardless, that'll be a fun one. Oh my God, what is Ripper top corner? I have to love that one. Also, Rizzer, appreciate you tuning in, my good sir. We got to have the aura of, the higher level Div A players. Hopefully, get some of these Div C players finding a reset or two, which we did have. Nocturner did land the reset, but wasn't able to actually find the follow-up touch here. But again, Grand Plats, we did talk about going into Game 3 that you and I did think they had momentum, and especially now, they are getting so close to tasting their first victory on the season. But this, I will say, is where the panic can start to set in, because again, the last game is the hardest to win, and the last thing that Grand Plats want to do right now is go to Game 5.
Yeah, no, honestly, I bet on them. I wanted them to win, and I still think they're going to win. But if they go Game 5, it's not going to be great. They need to end it, and they need to end it now. Game 5s kind of like overtime in like any other sport. Usually in overtime, the better team, at least on paper, wins. So they cannot afford to go Game 5 here.
What happens here? I mean, part of me kind of hopes they go Game 5, but also part of me is that Mountain Dew fridge absolutely cooks them. Gets around 1 and Woodfoil amount. This man just gets done for. Nothing he can do in the situation. And the KRILLERS, what a great opening goal.
Mountain Dew Fridge heard you talking, heard you with his mouth or his name in your mouth, and he was not happy about it. Just cooks the defense, but okay. Well, Grand Plats just get it right back. That's literally just a reverse of last game.
Literally, the first 30 seconds apparently just don't matter. Or I should say the first 5 seconds after a goal is scored, because it basically goes back to 0-0. I don't understand why no one wants to hold a lead for more than like 3 seconds.
Because they love content, K-Tool. They love the content.
I mean, I'm all about the content. We know I'm about the content. I like my tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 content. But again, not allowed to show that on Twitch. So for right now, we're just going to have to settle for some Rocket League action, and that is going to be Nocturner. Again, this man has done so well, but I need him to find the back of the net. Can he find the reset? We're looking for it. He might let it. Is he going for a pogo? All right, I respect it, I guess, but again, offensively, we might see a chance here. This might be a free read off the backboard. Again, he finds a reset, but I need just to see a shot on target.
Woodsboro broke the rule of if you get the reset, you have to use the flip, and he did not use the flip. So I'm going to give him the
for the wave dash on the land. You got to at least use it, right? Just to prove that you at least got it.
It doesn't have to be anything important. You just have to flip. I mean, that's the rule.
Yeah, it is kind of the rule. So I think for that specific situation, we do have to give a gold to the KRILLERS. Homing Pigeon, if you want to score next in the next like 30 seconds, I'd appreciate it you following the rules. So thank you.
Laser! Laser!
Okay, never mind. The caster curse is real in this situation, all right? I don't know what to make in this situation. But again, Trout fan with an absolute laser. Again, they are 2 minutes and 42 seconds away from getting their first win of the season, but there is still so much time left.
Yeah, no, 2.5 minutes is a long time here, especially in a game as competitive as Rocket League. Mountain Dew for trying to throw it on. Can Turner get back for it? He does. And honestly, I don't know if the Grand Plats have really cleaned up their rotations that well, or if, Grand Plats, yeah. Or if the KRILLERS have just kind of started to crumble on their rotations, but the Grand Plats look so dominant right now.
They really do, and it's kind of impressive to think that, yeah, this team is in fact actually 0-3. And again, they could be 0-4 unless they can finally close out this game, which again, down by 1, 2 minutes left, like, you can't even start to call a game. This is just, can they survive this one? But again, I need them to not have the double commits. I need them to have the good clears. I need them to find potentially a little bit of a buffer goal here, as we're going to see demos here. Krill, if he beats that one, the net is open for a split second. Can anyone find a shot on target? That's going to be Obese homing pigeon. A little bit awkward in this situation. Mountain Dew Fridge not going for a shot. Gets the demo. This ball does drop down. Krill now actually gets dunked by Not Turner, as this ball does wait mid. Shot is going to be on target. That is going to go post and in from Trout Fan, trying to get his team to the promised land.
Yeah, Trout Fan just putting on a clinic. I think that completes the hat trick there for him this game. That is a huge goal for the Grand Plats here. They got a 2-goal buffer, only a minute and a half left. I was going to say, as long as they don't give up a kickoff goal here, they are looking in great position.
Right now, Trout Fan, I believe he's just got a hat trick at this point, which is actually ridiculous. Right now, if he scores a 4th goal, 5 gifted subs. Boom, right there. I don't think he's going to do it, but, you know, if he does, gotta put the money where our mouth is. Again, I have backed this team. I think the Grand Plats are going to do it. I talked about Turner and Trout Fan. They've been so good. And, again, they're getting so close. I do want to see another goal just for some fun. You know, try to throw some money towards all y'all hooligans out there. But, again, Trout Fan, this could be it. This could be it. Oh, what a save coming out from the Krillers, not wanting to let me give you guys money.
You're so lucky that party chat is broken right now. I would make a call so fast.
Oh, I love that. Like I said, specifically, it has to be the man himself getting a 4th goal here. We'll see if it can happen here. But again, as the clock keeps on ticking down, 35 seconds to go. Grand Plats, he just got to hold on to get the first one of the season. Can they find that one? And then both of these teams will find themselves sitting at 1-3 on the season.
Yeah, this would be a colossal choke if they end up losing this. There's only less than 20 seconds left here. Doofridge needs to score right now if he wants a chance to get back in this game, but I don't think it's going to happen here. Woodsfoil with a big save. Homie Pigeon flying up. Troutfan there off the sidewall. Come on. Crazy own goal for the subs.
Wait. And that is going to be it. It's still there.
Go. Troutfan, do it. Do it! Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. Okay, Doofridge did not throw. Turner kind of threw that. So you can't do that, man. In this scenario, in this economy, get there.
And that is going to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time, we have the Grand Plats getting their first victory of the season.
Yeah, that is massive for them. Cannot lie in that matter. That is huge win. They must have had the stream up. They heard us talking about them because they definitely shaped up a lot better in that series.
All right. Well, we'll have to see if they can figure out how to get in for a winner's interview. But again, the Grand Plats getting their first win of the season. I love to see that from the boys. They have worked a very, very long time trying to figure out how exactly to get a win of the season. But again, at the end of the day, they finally got it done.
Yeah, shout out them. They played really well. And I mean, shout out to shout out to the Krillers. They also played really well. Just a couple things to work on. But you know what? That happens.
Yeah, we'll have to see if they can figure this one out as they're working their way, getting in here. We're just waiting on one more to get in here. But let's swap over and see if we can get this one working. There we go. Let's drag these we'll drag these guys in here. And boys, I know you haven't been here yet this season, but congratulations on getting the first win on the season. Turner, how we feeling here, bud?
Great. I had no warm up, no nothing. Showed up, played the game.
Easy game.
Saw that.
Easy game.
So I have to ask, you're not the first person, not the first team where, the captain or just a player shows up, gets 5 seconds of training and then hops into it. So did you feel yourself getting better and better as the series went through? Because it definitely looked like it from our end.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Dude, I went for that flip reset on one of them and got a complete lag reset. I was like tweaking, but yeah, I felt way better as like time went on there.
Oh, I love that. I love that. And then Trout Fan, my man, dude, you pull a hat trick in the game for just the ice out. I mean, is something like specifically that you've been practicing or figuring out, or like what exactly came over you that you're just like, yeah, let me just easily put a hat trick on these guys and ice out first game of the season? Easy.
I just really wanted to win, and I've been playing some decent Rocket League lately, so my shots started going in the right spot.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I'm kind of curious then, and you guys can answer this as a team. Like, do you guys think as a specific play style, and maybe it's just taken you a little bit to figure out how to play? Obviously, get this first win of the season. You know, hopefully you can roll that into more and more wins. Obviously, not getting the best start that you've looking for, but do you guys think you as a team have made improvements that was the reason you finally got the win here?
For sure. I mean, when all these other games that we've played, like at the beginning of the season, I told these boys, I was like, okay, we're going to be super aggressive. We're not going to give any space and all that. And it's just been a little bit to find our footing. That's it. And I feel like we have found it, and we just got to roll with it.
Yeah. Well, I will say one of the fun things about this league, especially in the lower divisions, is a lot of players, and you know, correct me if I'm wrong, but like yourselves, like maybe haven't had a lot of experience in terms of a team, in terms of like an esports, in terms of playing with people, you know, sweaty comms and all fun stuff. So it's interesting to see the play style over the season slightly change. But then Woodsfoil, going to you, how we feeling that it's taking you guys 4 weeks to finally get the first win here?
Well, it's been my first like competitive league, like you said. Many people aren't in these kind of things, so it's my first time getting used to it all. But I feel like that game we really had everything put together. The defense was perfect, and the offense we were just putting on a lot of pressure.
100%. Now you guys just got to keep it rolling. But Skull, what do you got for these boys?
Well, first off, congratulations on the first win. First one's always the hardest. Skunk's out of the boat. You guys look like you're ready to roll. Jumpfin, I know you, or I should say, I know you didn't have stream up, but I'm assuming you didn't have stream up.
No.
Kato did say if you scored a 4th goal that he was going to gift 5 subs. So how does it feel to cheat the league out of some money tonight?
Wow. I'm sorry I let you guys down. It's on me.
Okay, to be fair, you did have one. You did have one chance. The ball's up off the backboard. You were going for it, and I'm just going, no. And Skull's just screaming, do it. So I have to love that. But again, yeah, no, huge congratulations, boys. Obviously, get the first win is the first step to greatness. So hopefully you guys can keep it rolling. But I do have to ask, do you guys have any like family, friends, or anything that are watching at all? Because if not, you should definitely throw the stream your way. Because I will say sometimes we get flooded with some just random 5 or 10 people of just like certain supporters. It's always interesting to see them go crazy over a win like this.
I mean, I got one of my boys in Div D, Div D Captain Holland. That's one of my OGs. You know, that's day one, brother, right there. But yeah, other than that, it's just Penn.
Hey, I love it. I love it. Hey, you know what I will say? SDSU Rocket League, dude, again, the first couple seasons of DCRL, it was pretty pathetic. I'm not going to lie, because Penn wasn't in the league, Silk wasn't in the league, and you guys honestly didn't exist. Like, I tried for a while just to get you guys going. So I'm really excited to see you guys finally growing.
And then Silk came in and just kind of took over everything and is now just the best player in the league. So
there you go. Hey, dude, Silk and I go way back together. Back to, I think we were playing at NDSU in our first leagues back in like 2020. So we're talking like 5 years ago, which is kind of crazy. But regardless, again, huge congratulations on the win, you guys, and hopefully we'll be seeing you guys in some more winners interviews. So congratulations and best of luck in the future.
Thank you.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you.
GG's, boys.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it for our first game here. Again, the KRILLERS versus the Grand Plats. And the Grand Plats are no longer winless. They do get their first win of the season, and they are now tied in terms of their record with the KRILLERS, both of them now sitting at 1-3 on the season. And Skull, I gotta ask, you know, with the Grand Plats finally getting their first win, what do you think that does for them mentally? That kind of just the proof of the pudding that we can do this.
Like I said in the winners interview, the first win's always the hardest, especially if you don't pick it up in the first couple of games. So first win is absolutely huge. They seem pretty confident that they figured out what the issue was, and you know they're gonna take this, learn to roll with it, and try to bank up some wins here. And we got a lot of season left. A late push is never out of the question. So we'll see if we can pull it off.
100% agree. But with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be going to a short intermission and be getting ready for our next match, potentially last one. Not sure yet. If it goes quickly, we can get the Div E match in, but for sure, we've got a Div C match coming up next. So, Skull, appreciate you casting with me, good sir, and we'll be back really soon with our next match here.